Hello, friends. Our next story is another important day of celebration. It's called A Little House Birthday. Woohoo! We all love birthdays. Very special days. Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. Laura lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, her little sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog Jack. The winter seemed long, and Laura and Mary began to be tired of staying always in the house, especially on Sundays. The time went so slowly. Some days are like that. Every Saturday night, Pa filled the wash tub with fresh snow and put the wash tub on the cook stove. Soon the snow melted to water, and it was time for Laura and Mary to take their baths. Laura took her bath first because she was littler than Mary. Then Mary had her bath, and then Ma had her bath, and then Pa had his. They all shared the same bath. Now they were all clean for Sunday, and on Sunday mornings Laura and Mary dressed in their best clothes with fresh ribbons in their hair. On Sundays they could not run or shout or be noisy. There were strict rules about that. They must sit quietly and listen while Ma read stories to them. They might look at pictures and they might hold their rag dolls nicely and talk to them, but there was nothing else they could do. It was the day of rest. On Sunday, Laura could not bear it any longer, and she began to play with Jack and run and shout. Pa told her to sit in her chair and be quiet, and Laura began to cry. So Pa took her on his knee and cuddled her and told her a story. Soon that long Sunday was almost over, and Laura lay in her trundle bed with Mary, listening to Pa sing Sunday hymns with the fiddle. The next sound she heard was Ma by the stove making breakfast. It was Monday, and Sunday would not come again for a whole week. That morning when Pa came in to breakfast, he caught Laura and explained that today was her birthday. Laura was 5 years old. Oh, so exciting. Pa gave Laura a little wooden man he had whittled out of a stick to be company for her rag doll, Charlotte. Ma gave her 5 little cakes, one for each year. Mary gave her a new dress for Charlotte. Mary had made the dress herself when Laura thought she was sewing on her patchwork quilt. So that was a very fun surprise for Laura and for Charlotte. That night, for a special treat, Pa played Pop Goes the Weasel on his fiddle for Laura. Now watch, he said. Watch and maybe you can see the weasel pop out this time. Then he sang, all around the mulberry bush, the monkey chased the weasel. The monkey thought 'twas all in fun. Pop goes the weasel, a penny for a spool of thread, a penny for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. But Laura and Mary hadn't seen Pa's finger make that string pop. Plucked it. Oh, please do it again, they begged him. Pa's blue eyes laughed and the fiddle went on while he sang, but he was so quick they could never catch him plucking the string. So they went laughing to bed and lay listening to Pa and the fiddle singing. It had been a very happy birthday in the little house in the big woods. And Laura and Charlotte had sweet dreams after such an exciting birthday.